Welcome to the Fortis Fortress Podcast. I'm your host, Owen Fortis, and in each episode we will go over how to fortify your mind, fortify your body, fortify your spirit. This will help you build a firm foundation for your life. So, join me in fortifying your life, starting now. This is the Fortis Fortress Podcast. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Fortis Fortress Podcast. I'm your host, Owen Fortis, and you already know we're here to fortify your mind, fortify your body, and fortify your spirit. We're talking faith, we're talking discipline, and building a life of real freedom from the inside out. So, if you're here, it's because you're tired of playing small. You're done living reactive, emotional, and dependent on hype. And today's episode, it's going to hit deep. All right. You don't need more motivation. You need to master yourself. All right. Boom. So let me start by asking you something real. How many times have you told yourself, once I feel motivated, I'll get serious? Or I just need to be inspired again? Or I'm waiting until I get that fire back? How many times have you told yourself any of those things? If it's once, twice, three times, then let me be straight with you. That mindset will keep you broke, stuck, and frustrated for years to come. All right. I used to live this way. I'm sure everybody used to live this way. I thought success was about being in the right mood or having the right vibe to take action, right? Being motivated, right? But here's the truth I've come to learn. Motivation is not your savior. Jesus Christ is, right? Ultimately, Jesus Christ is your savior, right? But in terms of motivation and taking action, right? Motivation is not going to come to save you. Mastering yourself is, all right? Because the reality is the version of you that's going to build something real, right? The life you see in your head doesn't depend on motivation. He builds it anyways, okay? So let me tell you what shifted things for me. All right. A few months ago, not even a few months ago, a month ago, I lost my main stream of income. I talked about it already a couple times, right? The remote, I took a closing rule offer that I got on, got suspended, just gone, right? Bills are due. Bills still are due. I'm 20 grand in debt. My car still isn't registered, right? I felt like everything I was building collapsed. And for a minute, for just a minute, just a bit, a day, right? I started slipping. I was waiting for my energy to strike. I was waiting for it coming back. I was hoping for clarity, hoping for that spark to come back. But then I got kind of slapped in the face, cosmic slap. God remind me, you know, you don't rise when you feel like it. You rise when you obey me. So I stopped praying for hype and I started praying for grit, right? I got back to waking up early. I started posting daily, even when I didn't feel inspired. I committed to discipline and not feelings, committed to doing the right things, even when I don't feel like doing, guys. And that's right. I didn't need another sermon. I didn't need a pep talk. What I needed was to become a man of internal order of mastery, guys. Because let me tell you, when you start seeing the results in your life, when you start seeing the success, it's when you do the things that you don't want to do. All right? That's it's like, how can it be that simple? But it honestly really is, right? Because I'm kind of going off of a tangent. I do have an outline that I stick to on my podcast, but I'm going off on a tangent here, okay? Because I just want to make this point, right? Is is this. We tend to want to be comfortable, right? Do the thing that's easier, do the thing that's has least resistance, right? Things that feel comfortable to us. But guys, the reality is to see success, to see anything in this life, you have to go the path with the most resistance. Typically, when the thing is harder to do, right, or the thing you don't want to do, that's where you're going to see the success. That's where you're going to see the outcomes of your life that you're looking for, right? Is when you're getting uncomfortable in those situations and growing and going towards that path and betting yourself. So, enough on that. I want to bring it back to the word, okay? Because Uh, 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 26 to 27. Paul says this, okay? Well, actually, 25. All athletes are disciplined in their training. They do it to win a prize that will fade away, but we do it for an eternal prize. So I run with a purpose in every step. I am not just shadow boxing. I discipline my body like an athlete, training it to do what it should. Otherwise, I fear that after preaching to others, I myself might be disqualified. Paul, right here, wrote half the New Testament. He saw visions, he led churches, he prophesied, did did works, right? And yet he still knew, if I don't master myself, I can fall, right? He talks about it. You have to master yourself, right? And honestly, that's what I've been kind of getting to realize myself is you really do have to master yourself first, then you can help others, right? Because if we're not to that level, how can we expect to help someone if ourselves is not at that level? We're just pouring into a vessel when we have nothing for us to even pour, right? So we have to master ourselves first so that we can help others, right? Give into others like that. I'm not saying you can't give into others now, being in the spot in the position you're in. You can still give in whatever position you're in, but what I'm saying is, um, if you don't master yourself, you can fall. That's what I'm saying. So even Jesus, right? Even Jesus, he fasted for 40 days in the wilderness, right? He didn't have any comfort, didn't have any applause, he had no hype. He actually had the devil that was tempting him multiple times, right? He was sharpening his spirit for the battle that was ahead, right? For his journey that would be to come, right? And that's what's most of us are missing. We're trying to win spiritual battles while we're living emotionally fragile, undisciplined lives, right? But listen to this, guys. If you can't master your body, right, your screen time, your sleep, your habits, how will God trust you with other people's lives, with businesses, with finances, or your legacy, right? How could God trust you to steward these things if you can't even master your own stuff what God gave you, right? That's that's the question, right? So I want to get practical now because I know you want action steps, not just spiritual hype. So here are three truths that I want you to write down and take away from this podcast today. Number one, okay. Number one is this: discipline starts small, right? You don't master yourself by flipping a switch. You start by keeping one promise a day to yourself. So wake up when you said you would. If you set your alarm for 5 in the morning, wake up at 5 in the morning. You set your alarm for 4:15 in the morning, wake up at 4:15 in the morning. You said you're gonna wake up at 3 in the morning, wake up at 3 in the morning. All right. And get 1% better at your craft. Whatever you're doing in this life, whatever plan, purpose is on your heart, get 1% better at it. If you're in sales, get 1% better. Do a training, do something. Get better every single day, at least 1%, right? And read the word even when you're tired, right? Even the times where maybe it's late at night, maybe you didn't read the word for the day, and it's coming down to the daytime, and you're like or the end of the night, and you're like I'm too tired. That's when you should read the word, even when you're tired, guys. All right, because consistency beats intensity every time, guys. It really does, right? There's that image of the tortoise and the hare, right? And this is what comes to mind when consistency beats intensity, right? The rabbit, he started off quick, right? Boom, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat the turtle," right? And the turtle's just taking one step at a time, but he's staying consistent, right? The rabbit does all these things, goes intense, and gets sidetracked. Boom, boom, boom. Little does he know it, turtle made it and beat at him just because he was doing one step at a time, even though the rabbit started off fast, right? Consistency beats intensity every time. Okay, so right, that first truth is discipline starts small, guys. So in your daily lives, stay disciplined, keep your word. You said something, do it, get 1% better. Read the word when you're tired, and do the things you don't want to do. All right. Number two is you don't need to feel like it. Right. This kind of goes in line with what I just said. This is big, right? You don't need energy. You need alignment. So your feelings will always try to convince you to rest when it's time to grind, and to grind when it's time to rest. Seriously. You have to lead your feelings, not follow them. Okay? Yeah, your feelings are there, but at the end of the day, you have the ability and you have the choice to follow them or not. So you have to lead your feelings, not follow them. Don't let them follow you. All right? Feelings are followers and you are the leader, guys. Okay? Remember that. Truth number 3. Spiritual order fuels everything. If your spirit is weak, your body will run wild. Okay? Wake up and pray. That should be the first thing you do. All right? Pray. That's what I do every single day. Is I wake up, pray, and get in the word. All right? Get quiet before the Lord too. Take time. Take, I don't know, 5, 10 minutes, if that, to just sit and listen for God, right? Because in our daily lives, we're constantly doing something, we're constantly maybe listening to something, we're constantly hearing things out, doing something different, right? When are you ever going to take time to just sit there for 5 minutes and just listen, right? So I challenge you to just, even for a minute, stay silent, listen for God. He's most likely trying to tell you something, right? And when you need clarity, guys, fast. Fasting is huge. I've done it before. It's very, it sucks, but it gets you clarity. It gets you focused. It gets you razor sharp, right? And this next one is crucial, guys. Read the Bible before your phone, right? The first thing when you wake up in the morning should not be your phone. If you wake up in the morning and the first thing you grab is your phone, you're doing it wrong. All right. The first thing that you should be doing when you wake up, pray, get into the word. I'm telling you, if you just do that one thing each and every morning, your life is going to change um, exponentially. All right. Give at least 30 minutes before you touch your phone. 30 minutes to an hour, guys. You really don't need to be looking at your phone. Unless you're the only reason why you're looking at phone is for your alarm clock, don't touch your phone for the first 30 minutes to an hour when you wake up. All right? Because this is spiritual warfare. And you don't win by accident. You win by design. Okay? So those are the 3 truths, right? I'll run through them again. Discipline starts small. You don't need to feel like it. And spiritual order fuels everything. If you need to re-listen to what I just said, go back and re-listen to it because it's crucial. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. Starting today, or whatever you listen to this podcast, don't wait for another Monday. Don't wait for that motivational quote to hit your feed. Don't wait for the perfect time. Do one thing today that your future self will thank you for. Wake up early, go to the gym, record the video, say the prayer, cut the distraction, honor your word even when it's hard. Okay? Because the more you master yourself, the more God will trust you with what He has in store for you. Okay? Discipline is worship, excellence is obedience, and self mastery is spiritual warfare at its finest. Okay? So, guys, as we come and wrap this episode up, um, I want to just say, so as we wrap up here, guys, I want you to take everything I said, take it seriously, guys. Take it as a sign to take the action, to take that next step, and to get moving with your life, especially if there's something that you've been putting off and that you know you should be doing. Go and do that thing, because too many times I know in my life this happens a lot where I say I'm going to do something and I put it off and then I never end up doing it. But do that thing, guys. This is your sign to do that thing. So if this episode shook you, if it reminded you that you don't need to wait for another wave of motivation, then do something about it. Take a screenshot, tag me at Owen Fortis or at the Fortis Fortress Podcast. DM me the words "I choose mastery," and let's build a brotherhood of warriors who don't bow to emotion, but where we rise to discipline. Okay, because freedom is built through the fire. So until next time, guys, keep your eyes up, your habits tight, and your faith stronger than your feelings. All right. This is the Fortis Fortress Podcast, and we're just getting started here, guys. All right. Love you, and catch you in the next episode. Peace.